Good morning, you bad, beautiful motherfuckers. Here's another affirmation that you didn't ask me for. Fuck yeah. Look in the mirror and repeat after me. I have accepted the fact that there are people that don't like me, but I don't give a fuck. As a matter of fact, I feel sorry that those people don't have the pleasure of liking me, but I still don't give a fuck. Make it a great day. Good morning, you bad, beautiful.
Words to live by.
Exactly. Words to live by. Hello, everyone. We are here for some OMT, some old man talk, or old man talk, if you will, because the world's just gone crazy. And again, this to me, I just had to go with this here, flu shot with all the liquor, because come on, DL, you remember the good old days where you got yourself a flu shot by getting yourself a nice little fifth of something to sip on.
Oh, yeah, you make a hot toddy or something like that, yeah.
Yeah. So heck yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, with the craziness in the world. And I'm learning new things every day, now being retired, and how we've been lied to our entire lives. And this isn't a joke. I mean, we have been lied to our whole lives of work, and we'll take care of you when you're older. And then you get older and you go to do the stuff. And by today's standards, it's gone like full retard, full commie Nazi. Let's have you call and waste time to a call center. And then you don't really get an American that speaks English until you demand a supervisor to take care of an actual problem, which it's kind of sad.
Yeah.
And for the elderly, our older folks that really don't understand computers and this age that this digital age that we live in. There's the words I'm looking for. I want to kind of warn them, because I'm on United Healthcare. This is legit. This is my shit. So, let's see. All right. So this is United Healthcare. This is, the regular Medicare doesn't cover shit. No dental, no fucking vision. They barely cover your prescriptions. It's like they cover maybe 60%, 70 if you're lucky. But you're still stuck with a good 30, 20, 30% that you got to pay out of pocket generally.
Oh,
okay.
Yep.
Okay. So I've got them for my, Part B, D extended, which I don't think we should have to do in the first fucking place. You make us have to have insurance. We should get the automatic the best, especially if you're disabled or retired. I'm sorry. The elderly deserve a little love here. In my opinion, anybody that's on Social Security disability, why are we playing these nonsense games? So anyway, I go in here and I forgot my password. So I put in, hit go, wait a minute, let's register. Okay, no problem. All right. Okay. It's thinking, there we go. That. Something went wrong. I wonder what could have went wrong. The whole problem is this system, right? You call, there's a problem, you call, and you go literally to an overseas fucking call center. Okay, first off, our shit should not be going overseas, man. I'm sorry. No, that's a no-no. This is shit federally and state ran, and instead of paying us, because DL, we could do this work from home.
Yeah.
And trust me, at least they would understand us, because these fuckers that don't speak English and it's their fourth language, what? On a phone is bullshit. The fact that I even have to warn people of this is even worse. But yeah, so what happened is I, for 5 days, have tried to place my order for over-the-counter stuff, which this is your vitamins or, basically your pharmaceutical needs that are over the counter that you don't get a prescription for. And, because of my being on disability and retired, I get a little bit of money to help out with those things. It's a wonderful program if it worked, which it had worked up until this month. They made us redo everything at the beginning of the year, and it wasn't the way it used to be. And now at the end of the year, the system isn't working. Now, here's the positive thing, folks. If you yourself are on United Healthcare and you have the, what do they call it? over-the-counter benefit, so OCB, I guess. The best thing is, and I figured this out on my own, I went onto Walmart, typed in United Healthcare. Guess what popped up, DL? All the shit I've been trying to do for 5 fucking days. So rather than them just telling me, hey, you can shop from Walmart, they're telling me to order a catalog. And I'm like, okay, why am I going to order a catalog and walk around the fucking store with a catalog in my hand when I've been able to do this for a while now? For 11 months with no issues, and I mean, there's been issues, don't get me wrong. You remember the peanut butter, but
oh yeah,
nothing like ordering 2 big ass things of Skippy peanut butter and you get it, and they didn't put anything else in the box, and both lids were open and there was peanut butter fucking everywhere. The peanut butter was a fucking y'all. I'm just saying, they were getting their groove on big time. But yeah, I mean, stupid shit like that. Yeah, sure, fine. The other problem is on their system, when I'd order, there'd always be like a couple bucks left over, but it never rolls over. That's the other thing. This shit should roll over till it's spent, right? Like, get bent. But this month I was able to do it the proper way through Walmart, was also able to go over and then pay the couple dollars extra on the items with my regular card, and everything will be delivered from Walmart. So at least Walmart, I will give them positive feedback here. They're doing something right, because now you don't have to deal with these idiots that don't know what the fuck they're doing on our government and or stateside with this shit. So that is a positive. Hopefully other states are the same way. I don't know. I can only speak for the Michiana area because that's where I live. So yeah, man, it's sad, but I don't get why we have to play these games. You tell me I have to go to a certain dentist or else you won't cover it. So I go to that dentist, which is also, a state dentist, but okay, no problem. After I finally got dental, mind you, after I had to call in after a couple years of being on disability to actually get to where I am now. But I start going to those dentists. Prior to that, I went to the same dentist. The state would pay for it, and they wouldn't. Which this makes no sense. All right, DL, you know what a crown is, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. For those of you that know what a crown is, after they drill your fucking teeth with these fucking fillings that do fuck all, and then the shit falls out, they want you to get a root canal. Well, fuck that noise. I just have them rip the fucking tooth because they want like $5,000 that you got to pay out of pocket. No. It was $50 to rip out the tooth. That was the way I used to go. Well, now because of age and, your teeth don't last forever, unfortunately. Talk about a trick from God. I think in our 30s, we should lose our teeth and get new ones. Anyway, the way it really works is I went in, they took care of what they would with a temporary cap because the fucking state won't pay for a permanent. That's how retarded the state of Indiana, part of it anyway. So instead of paying for a permanent cap, they only would cover a temporary cap. So for those of us that are on disability or fucking broke, because we all are, it's only $100 a gallon for gas and milk. Yeah, it's kind of about a bitch. But I went with the, what they would cover, no problems. Well, now I've got 2 teeth with the same problem. I had a filling fall out. And it's funny because a year from the time I had the dental work done, not only did I have a filling fall out, but the other one that's cracked also still got a cavity. And that tooth's been giving me issues for a long time. But mind you, they've never found anything wrong with it till now, after they worked on it literally a year to the day. The filling fell out and the other 2 started bothering me. Well, they want to cap them. But before you do a cap or a crown, I guess they call them crowns. Better not piss off Susan. You get the opportunity to they fill in some of the missing tooth, right? Because that makes sense. If you're going to put a crown on it, and when you had the filling, there was filling in it, so they got to build the tooth back up, basically concrete that sumbitch in. Now, it's been over 3 weeks. We're going on a month since I went in, mind you. And I don't get to go in again until January. My original appointment was December 2nd. I got called in a couple weeks ago in November for a cancellation. Now, I called them and told them the filling fell out. The other one still got a crack in it and is giving me issues. I either want them ripped out or we can crown it. It's real simple. So I go in and it's the usual bullshit. They look at everything, tell me what's wrong, like I didn't fucking know. and then pat me on the head and send me home. Now, when I talked with the receptionist to schedule my next appointment, of course, pre-authorization is needed. Don't understand that, considering I'm at the fucking dentist that I have to go to with both the programs I'm on. There's a very few that I get to go to, but still, okay, fine. Oh, don't worry, the insurance company will cover it 100%. Okay, great. Let's get the permanent ones this time, right? Okay. Denied. So I've spent a week trying to get a hold of these dumbasses from United Healthcare to find out why my shit's denied. And DL, the amount of retardation that is going on in our medical is just unbelievable. So she reads to me that because they don't have proof that they need to build up the tooth, they denied it and asked for an x-ray. The insurance company asked for an x-ray. The same insurance company that wants me to go to this place, right?
Yeah.
What the fuck are they going to do with an x-ray? Are they dentists? No, they're fucking an insurance company. So basically now we're over 2 weeks since I've been in. I have to wait till the middle of January and the end of January to actually get in and get this shit done. But the worst part is, had they just authorized this shit when I went in, I'd already have the crowns on both teeth, and I would be able to eat and not be in fucking pain like I have been since August. So yeah, that's what you're working for to retire to. You will be getting fucked, just like myself and DL here. Don't worry, they're gonna fuck you too, because by the time y'all get it, there won't be any left. We're damn near out now, it seems, between giving it to all the illegals that they love to just hand it over to, while we sit here, work our asses off till we become disabled, then we can no longer work, and they basically just tell you to fuck off and die. So that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, they would like us just to fuck off and die.
Yeah.
Oh, well, you're dead, so we'll just take whatever you would have gotten and we'll give it to the illegal or some.
Yep. And the worst part is, though,
whoever.
the elderly that worked and are in the shape that we're in because of that, the millennials are like, oh, well, the problem is these motherfuckers. What's up, Parrot Head? These motherfuckers don't care.
We won't die. We won't die. They want us to die.
They want us to die at like 40.
If they could have it like in Logan's Run, when you turn 30 and then you just, you die.
Yup. And don't worry, Parrot Head, I got some of your memes to show today because I've seen some of those and they're really good. Yeah, dude, the millennials saying that it's because people are living too long and the baby boomers were the reason. It's like, and we've mentioned this before, but I remember when folks, they might not hit 100, but they sure as shit got close. Mid-90s, latter part, like, in the 80s or, early 90s passing away. And now, shit, we got people that barely get to, DL's age anymore. Not to dox you or anything, but, and that's the scary part because I'm not that far behind you.
No, really.
In a blink of an eye, I'll be there. And I just don't see it getting any better because all I see is the world has gotten dumber and dumber and dumber from your decades to my decades to the future decades. Man, they're just full retard.
Oh, yeah.
And it is really scary because you and I have to do this shit, but we worked, and again, I did get proactive, as you know. I contacted him about the sensors for the insulin pump, which, by the way, there's a hold on those too for some reason. I have
Imagine
that. Fucking imagine that, right? You got to do this, this, and this, and this with the insurance company after going through, mind you,
something that you actually need to help you stay alive. And
yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Because they classified it a different part. So now the medical, even though it's medical, won't pay for it. Now it's more like a breathing machine medical, which I don't see the difference. If you fucking need it to live, that's considered medical, motherfucker. Pay for it. Fuck you. Pay for it. You goddamn Democrats and you fucking Republicans didn't get the fuck out of our healthcare. So now it's all shit. Thanks, dicks. And you guys are making money and the companies are making money. But those of us that need the shit aren't getting the shit we need because of the crap you did. And all of you deserve to be round up, kicked in the nuts. And what's up, Nelson? And And I want to fling them into a wall with a fucking trebuchet for the amount of bullshit I've had to put up with. 12 providers. One provider was the only provider that could get me the shit I need. Out of a list of 15, one worked, guys. And I was on the phone with that gal for an hour. Now, mind you, she's there to help us, but why do we have this going on in the first place? Again, if you're going to force us to have insurance, it's about time insurance companies start fucking paying. And we don't play these games anymore where I'm not getting the shit I need because, oh, it's not on me, it's on me. Doesn't matter. I'm covered. Pay for it, bitch. Because again, I could have had an extra decade on my life if they would have just paid for the mini-med sensors in the first place. My A1Cs would be good. I'd be running normal like all you fuckers that have a pancreas that work. Guess what? If I had the shit that I needed, the other half to my insulin pump, I'd be doing a hell of a lot better than what I'm doing right now. But no, of course not. They wouldn't cover it. Medicare wouldn't cover it. Medicaid wouldn't cover it, even though it would actually cause me to have a better life. I mean, at this point, they cloned sheep, right? Remember when they cloned those sheep way back when, DL?
Oh, back in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, and I remember hearing about it again in the 90s where they were freaking out about the cloned sheeps and shit. Well, why can't you take some of my shit and clone me a pancreas? Because you know what? I wouldn't have to worry about taking those pills to make sure that it doesn't, fuck up because it would be from my DNA. It would just be replacing a part. Well, that's just fucking logic. If we can clone a sheep, you should be able to clone a pancreas and replace the busted one with a fresh one. I would think, mind you, I'm not a doctor and I don't know, but it would be nice to be normal. So that when Tony Tone Deaf is showing me these lovely things, I could partake without having to shoot up. I'm trying to pull it up. It's the internet's running a little slow today, ladies and gentlemen. We've been having problems. I think all of us have, to be honest with you. Recently, but we've all been having issues, internet or with your phones and your data, if you will, even. But yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things, man. I figured it's my channel, my platform. I've got friends that like to come on and talk, which I'm very grateful for, and especially for like you, DL, because you've been doing, you've been around a lot longer than I. And you can, be like, yeah, it's been that way for blah, 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 because I can't really speak on the eras that you lived through because I was a kid through, hell, I wasn't even born. But then I was just a child through most of it, for a good 20 years. So, it's you've seen way more than I have in my little run here. But yeah, so like this is from Tony Tone Deaf. He sent this and it looks delicious. And as I told him, I'm going to start shooting up insulin now because that looks fucking phenomenal, which I'll hurry up and get it off so we don't got to drool at it. But yeah, I mean,
I think my blood sugar just went up just by watching.
By looking at it, I know, dude. I looked at it and it just went up a couple hundred. It's like, yeah, time for some insulin. But dude, I mean, it's the holiday season. And that's the thing. You know how nice it would be to be a little bit more regulated than I am right now. I'd probably feel a little better. And I've been thinking, I was really hoping we'd catch up with Brent, but no luck yet. Wilford Brimley. I never really thought about it that much back in the day, but he was always on the fucking TV talking about diabetes, right?
You got diabetes.
But who the fuck else did that? Nobody. I don't, and again, I'm kind of, and I know you didn't know I was going to do this to you, but, if you don't mind, kind of think back. Who else do you really ever remember bringing any attention to anything, let alone take care of Parrot Head, than Walter Brimley?
Nothing, nobody that I can think of right offhand, anyway.
Right. And I mean, and the only reason, like I said, I know it's, we could Google it, but it's more fun to go off our memory. That's why, again, old men talk. Old man talk. If I do it alone, it's old man. If I do it with friends, it's old men. Because we're all old men by today's standards. As soon as you're over 22, you're an old man now, it seems. So should be dead by 30. That's not a very long lifespan, bro. Just saying. For those of you that think the boomers should be dead already.
Yeah.
I don't get that logic. I don't. I don't understand why we work hard so you don't have to, and then you want to spit on us when we need help, because again, we worked ourselves to the bone, baby. I mean, I know you worked hard, DL. You and I have talked off air, we're friends. You're my uncle. You don't, but what was the old saying? It was, you can pick your nose, you can pick your friend's nose, but you can't pick your family.
Yeah,
I say bullshit because you and I, a lot of the guys I stream with, we all consider each other family, as I do with you, and vice versa, And I mean, it's just one of those things. The older you get, you people will understand this. You will have some really good friends, but you're going to have those kindred spirits that you can't explain. For me, Tony, Etep, Draven, yourself, DL, but, all really, really good people. But you have those people. For me, DL, you and I talk daily, literally daily. Not just through messages because we're older, but we'll get on here and do this, or we'll talk on the actual phone. Imagine that, a phone that you talk on. Yeah, it's called a cell phone because you can talk on it and feel better, Parrothead. But yeah, dude, I mean, it's one of those things. And as Peabody had said, we're all lifelines to each other. And I did get to stream with Vinnie last night, had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, I did miss Tim's talk because I was on air, so I got to check that out later. He's another good dude. But I mean, it's, I meet a lot of people, and I have, and you and I have been doing this YouTube thing a long time. So we've literally met a lot of people backstages and, not on air and on air. But when the plans you and I were making when I thought I was going to be in the area and stuff, you've got that real good friend, the kindred spirit, the person you can trust. Even though I've never met you, you and I have talked for over 4 years, if not longer, easily. Yeah. In the chats, and then through the Facebook, and then as we've slowly but surely adapted to the changing of the guard, if you will. We had fucking MySpace, then Facebook, then Twitter, and all that shit. Though it was new for me to learn all that, and I know same for you. But through that, you and I have been able to again just become great friends, and I call you Uncle Gary because I don't have any uncles left, and that's what but you felt that wiser uncle that you're best friends with, but it's a family member, and that's how I view you, and that I made sure you were okay with it, because respect, I do respect you. There's not very many people I'm going to mail pork rinds to, but you were one of them. Just to cheer you up. Yeah. But I mean, that's the thing, though. You know what I mean? Like I had no intention. I don't expect anything back from anybody when I mail something. You know what I mean? I mean, yeah, everybody from time to time likes a little surprise. So on time to time, I'm able to do that. It's great. It's great with your friends and, somebody you're just trying to cheer up, maybe a YouTuber you follow and, they're having a hard time. That's how that happened with myself and Etep. Like, I didn't know Etep for anything. Like, I knew you better than I did Etep. Even though I talked with him in the chats, even though Tony Tone Deaf I talked with in the chat, back in the WCBS days and stuff, like I didn't know the guys, and I knew Adam Wilcock. I'd never streamed with him. I'd been back panel with him before, off air with Nick Utam and those guys and stuff, and I got to hang out with some of them too. But I unfortunately he passed away before I really got to know the guy. And of course, Moist passed away, and Mad Dodge passed away, and JJ passed away, and it's just, we lost a lot of YouTubers, sadly, in the last few years. Oh, yeah. And you and I never thought of it. Steve Kenobi, same thing. We weren't trying to build a channel back then. We were just on here having fun with our friends. And that goes for all of us, everybody, from the DJD to the Jesse Miller to Crow's Nest to Fedorable, the Horrible. Like, we weren't really branding back then. We were just all hanging out, having a good time. So James Clark, the artist, comes to mind, another really good dude. And I'm meeting all these other artists. Speaking of, Nelson here, like, dude does tattoos, does the artwork, and lives a couple cities down from me. So I mean, like, we're real close. Tim Talks lives south of me a couple hours. So like, I have every intention of. It's funny because it says nobody's watching, but my YouTube is watching it. So I love how it fucks with the numbers. But anyway. That's been, once I lost Moist, because I talked with him almost every day. Usually a lot of times in the chats, but we'd text back and forth, and then he'd get stuck in traffic and give me a call. We'd sit there and shoot the shit. But he was my best friend that I never met. I never met him one-on-one. Sure. But I've spent hours and weeks and years just, my wife had made him a blanket. I'd send him personal items from the family, Jon Snow passed away. We had a cat, a paint. My mom had this picture painting. It was an older painting. Some older lady had done it when she was younger, and she was trying to sell stuff at her garage sale, and I picked it up and I sent it to Brandon. And she had a kitty blanket for his cat. This is how much my mom knew about Brandon Moist. She knew he was a good person. She knew about his cats. And when he got Danny, she had this, it was a reverse blanket. It was just a picture of a cat. And one side the cat's white, and on the other side the cat was black. Giggity. And she sent that for the cat, for Danny. And this is someone my mom didn't know. She only knew about him because of me talking about him. So yeah, I mean, it is, you can get mistaken too. You and I both got burnt recently, but it happens. We're both okay with it. Fuck it. We're better off. And it didn't affect us. If anything, now I don't have to hear fucking somebody run their mouth about shit they don't know about. It is actually kind of nice. So I'd much rather hang out with you and do what we do, whether it's on here, backstage, on the phone, on the Facebook, on the Twitter, it doesn't matter. It's one way or another, we're connected. And then, of course, we've always got each other's phone numbers because, well, we're old and we'll jump on the phone and talk. So, but yeah, I really, it's just kind of I don't know. We grew up in different eras to what you guys now are, and you're just pussified. I don't understand it. There's all this wasted time on shit that doesn't matter when it could just be taken care of in the first place. And that's our health care. And this isn't just, what's up, Odega? Damn right. And if you want to join, you're more than welcome. It's just, we're probably going to go to about 4, about a half hour longer. I've got a phone call around that time I got to take. Yeah, we're just DL's got stuff too. It was just kind of a get together. This is kind of a really for us older guys. Is why I'm doing this. And Dega, if there's ever a time frame that's better for you and we can all do, I would have no problems, because considering A, you're a doctor, but 2, that's got nothing to do with it. You're one of our friends, as and I mean, again, I can't wait to get to know you better. I can't wait to get all the books. The 3 I bought, your hardcovers, are actually for my mom, and her birthday's coming up and she'll be 69 this year. So I can't wait to give her those books to read, and then, I know you're doing, I think I heard it right. You're going to do soft covers too as well later on. So hell yeah. Yeah, brother, no problem. It's again, brother, it's always, I pretty much do an open forum all the time, Odega. So yeah, I mean, and you're one of the, look, I'm a lot like Vinny. I'm not wasting my time on people that are not going to listen and are going to just manipulate and destroy. Like, I don't have time for that shit. We don't have enough time as it is, and us getting older, our time is less and less each day. So I don't have time to waste with trying to help people build their channel when that's not what they really want to do. So I'm not going to do that. Like, I have no problem helping people. I even told Nelson, if he had an issue, no problem. I tried to help him out with his stuff. But okay, got you, brother. Okay, got you. Yeah. Well, I like hard books. Giggity.
Yeah.
So that's why I bought them, and my mom does too. But I got you, brother. Okay, cool.
Adam, I just sent you a video of them rounding people up and then marching them off to the quarantine camps in China.
Oh yeah, and that shit's been going on. What I don't understand is, why don't they rip their suits? Like, when these motherfuckers come for them, rip their suits open.
Yeah, that way they're exposed too.
Exactly, they'll be just as exposed as you are. If you don't want to go, look, I don't give a fuck about China. I'm sorry. You all are in the situation you're in because you allowed your government to do to you what they did. But guess what? That's what's happening here in America. The same shit that's going on there is going on here. And it didn't pass, but the people we got in the office and all the dirty stuff that we know they're doing, and now there's people going, oh, well, how did you know? My question is, how the fuck did you not? Like, how can you not do research? How can you not look out the window and go, look, in the last 2 years, shit's only gotten worse. And more, decade after decade, that's how it's been going. This shit's been set up long before we were on this planet, unfortunately. But if we don't do something now, there's not going to be a future, because it's going to be what you see in China. And then when they decide that they're going to kill half the population like Thanos, they'll just do it because nobody stops them.
That's why they want to disarm everybody, because they know right now they can't. They can only push us so far because we're armed.
Yeah, an armed society is a polite society. If you truly were worried about guns, you'd be going in the hoods and getting all the guns and the stolen shit that these motherfuckers steal. And mind you, don't even come at me with race, motherfucker, because that is not a racist thing. The ghetto is the ghetto. Everybody, there's lots of people live in the ghetto, yo. Not all of them are bad, but the ones that are slinging dope and crack and meth and all that shit, and you allow them to, they get picked up. And look, the junkie that assaulted my mother had cocaine on him, and they let him go. Didn't even charge him for it because they're out for the bigger, better dealer, right? That's all they care about. That's some bullshit. And if y'all ain't going to do your job, hi, my name's Frank Castle. That's how I feel about it. I made a comment that was very, very probably kind of shitty on Facebook, but I meant every word of it. Like, look, if we're going to go to war, can we do it already? I'm tired of waiting. If not, get your head out of your ass, round up all these politicians, Republican, Democrat, anybody told you had to wear a mask, anybody told you had to get vaccinated. Yeah, because like Adega here, he made a very, very good comment last night that any doctor that now they're apologizing for forcing people to take a shot that they fucking knew did nothing. They should all lose their licenses.
No
Every
kidding.
single one of them. How many people died because of that fucking shot that does nothing?
Well, I tell you what, if you all have a Rumble account or can get on Rumble, look up the documentary Died Suddenly.
Yeah, we've shared it out. I don't have the link with me right now, but yeah, it tells a lot. But here's the thing.
It'll open your eyes up.
The Biden administration with the stuff on Twitter, I mean, they have proof of all the shit we said. And they've been releasing it. Now, the problem is, like Hillary, who should be in prison for the shit she did, and she's still not locked up. They constantly let the Democrats do what they want while the Republicans half-ass follow laws, and then nothing ever happens. So, yeah.
Yeah. I'll be right back.
Yeah, brother.
Nature's calling.
Yep. Yeah, they should. They should. And I'm sorry. I feel that way for anybody in the courts. They shut the world down over the sniffles. And again, in my opinion, COVID-19 exists, but like HIV, it's a man-made virus. They're playing God, and they should not be allowed to do this. We went from the 90s where shit wasn't that bad, and men could be men, and women could be women, and we had so much understanding that it then went from there to all sorts of ridiculousness. You youngins saying that UID as in you. Look, man, there's no you in team, motherfucker. There never has been. You're not that important. And with the shit you guys are doing, we don't know the repercussions that are going to come from what you've done, right? We don't know what's going to happen for, depending on what you were shot up with and what it actually does. We don't know what it's, we're still getting data from real vaccines that cured shit like polio and so on and so forth, mind you. We're still getting data from that to see what it's done. And I'm sorry, just because you shut one door, you just opened two windows. That's science, people. Sorry. That's the way it goes. Any idea why all of a sudden we had all these new cases? My opinion was it was the people getting vaccinated because they were creating new viruses. Because again, we already know the flu virus itself mutates to the point that they can't get a flu shot that actually works, other than the one that I have, like right here. That's all you need, right there. Yeah, that'll help you just a little bit, maybe not. I don't know, but it's definitely good in your eggnog. I did see a eggnog recipe where you used the fire shots, and that actually looked really, the cinnamon whiskey, that actually looked actually pretty tasty. But yeah, I don't know though. I don't know why we have to deal with this. I mean, we sat there and watched this Fauci fucker go in front of Congress and dance around, and nobody whacked him upside the head and said, no, you're going to answer the fucking question. You're not going to dance around and be a little bitch. But that's all of our government. That's all, they're supposed to be protecting us and work for us, but they take our money and don't do anything. So I don't know, man. All I know is this world needs an enema more so than Nicholson said in the Batman movie, because we've gotten even worse every decade, and I don't get it. It's like humanity doesn't matter. People don't care. They're literally cheering and calling us Nazis while the Nazis are doing what they want to do to us, and I don't appreciate it. And I know there's some good people, but you know, yeah. Yeah, that's yeah. That's just like trying to rename pedophilia, right? Like if you rape children and you're a child fucker, then that's what you should be called. Of course, my simple solution to that is you eat a lead salad, because I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I don't care if you want to claim that it's a medical, brain problem. Well, guess what? There's a simple solution. You diddle kids, you rape a woman, you rape anybody, instant death. Problem solved. All these people that have done massive, horrible fucking things and they get away with it, they should be executed in Times Square, man. That's how I feel about it. You want to stop motherfuckers from doing stupid shit? That's one way. It's about time we finally got some justice, because the injustice system surely isn't doing anything for anybody. I know when I voted, they were asking about so-and-so judges that are in office, and I feel every judge that's been in office that went along with this shit, along with every single person from any walk of life that pushed you into a lie, knowing it was a lie, should lose their job, should do life in prison. I'm sorry, because of how many people died. And China can go fuck itself. We don't owe them nothing. All this shit about, China owns this, China owns that. Yeah, it's time to revert that. Make America great again means let's get rid of the bullshit. Let's get rid of the communism. You want to focus on real shit? Okay, real simple. If you make under $100,000 a year, you don't pay any fucking taxes. None. Zero. Zilch. And as for healthcare, every legal American citizen, Medicare, Medicaid, boom, there you go. We get that shit. And we're not going to be paying into it because we shouldn't have to. We already have. After the amount of people that have died and paid into that shit, where's it all going? Well, it's not going to me and you. It's definitely going for the illegals, which is horse shit. So yeah, I just don't, let's not do a deal in Canada to give us cheap gas prices, but do deals in China and Russia and the Middle East. And you aren't being brought up on treason, sedition, anything. Like, it's okay. You can literally spit in our face.
Yep.
Shower with your fucking daughter and be a creepy fuck who did not win. And we have proof he did not win. And yet nothing's happened. This is why we're outraged. We're tired of this shit. That's all we get, slapped in the face. And then we had something, right? Like we had a little group for a while, the Phantom Menace. We were upset about TV and we could talk about stuff. And then that started getting shut down. We couldn't do that. And then the worst thing is, who gives a fuck about the Phantom Menace now? None of the original people are even in it. They've all turned and now are the opposite of what they were preaching. They've gone commie. Again, that's it, but it's true. The only one couple of people I've seen that have not changed, Doomcock is still Doomcock, doing what he's always done. Still a good guy. Still messages me back and forth. Wished Frank a happy birthday, and good guy. Now, whether you like what he does or not doesn't matter. I'm okay with it. It makes me laugh. And I get it. Some people got sick of it. That's fine. It's kind of like Saturday Night Live to me. That's kind of how I see Doomcock. But he's a good guy. Jeff Hicks from World Class Bullshitters, same thing. Great guy. Those guys would say, hey, we're going to go see this, and we're going to tell you what we think. And if you want to boycott it, great. If you don't want to, no problem. Yeah. Should only be sales tax. Exactly. And they shouldn't be into the shit they're in. We shouldn't be. If you don't have health care, you're fucking fine. That's what MedPoint was for back in the day, man. Like, you'd go to MedPoint, spend $50. The problem is it needs to be, if you're not going to do it the right way, then it needs to be people on, like myself, on disability. Those that are retired should not pay a fucking thing. Should be completely free, especially with healthcare. Same with taxes, because, here's the thing. Those of us that are retired, disabled, we didn't get anything except for the Trump checks and a Biden check. We weren't getting unemployment checks that were 5 times our normal fucking pay. No, we were still struggling to buy groceries and live our fucking lives off of whatever little amount of shit they allow us to have. That's it. We didn't get fuck all. We didn't get help. We didn't get assistance. Basically, we got told fuck off and die. What happened if you got sick? Don't come to the hospital. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Bless God, God blessed us. We didn't, a lot of us, I think if we would have got it, we wouldn't be here, because I can't really understand what all we're fighting off. What version are we fighting off? What different variant are we fighting off? What does this one do that one didn't? And for somebody like myself that has issues, or like Chris Fisk, those of us, DL, yourself, any of us that are older and already having issues and doing shit, take care, Odega. That's the thing. Like, we already have enough shit that we're trying to fight to stay alive. Why do we got to have insanity that makes no sense? Why do I have to send an x-ray to an insurance company for them to approve something that the dentist has already said needs to be done in order for me to have a fucking cap? And I know it's a weird way to go back to that, but that shit just drives me nuts. It's wasted time. It's wasted money. Those people could be working and doing other shit where maybe they're entering it in on the computer. Again, why did she have 15 fucking places I was supposed to be able to go through, yet none of them could fill it but one, and I still don't have it filled? That's our healthcare, man. And you all act like it's a good thing. You applauded when Obama wanted to do this shit. Yeah, his change was for communism, not America, you dumbasses. Obama was a piece of shit.
Still is.
Yep. Clinton, piece of shit. And don't get me wrong, we've had fucking Republicans just as bad. Bush Jr., oh my fucking gosh.
He started that damn Homeland Security bullshit. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I just, either fix it or fuck off. Let us just start killing these fucks. I'm sorry. That's how I feel about it. Like, either fix it or go to war. Because that's pretty much where most of us are at with it. We're tired of being beat down, no matter what we do. Can't have freedom of speech on YouTube. Can't have freedom of speech on Facebook. Starting to get freedom of speech back on Twitter. But again, we're finding out all this stuff, and it's things we've all told you. Or you heard those motherfuckers. Oh, if I would have heard about the laptop, I wouldn't have voted for him. Well, even if you wouldn't have, they turned around and made your vote for him anyway. Scanning the same ballot 150 times. Making the people that are supposed to watch and make sure that this shit doesn't happen go away so that, we're going to close up for the night. No. You go until the fucking next day.
No. See, that's bullshit. Like the night of the election.
Yep.
And they stopped, and I'm like, what are they stopping for? I said, they don't stop. They keep counting until it's done. I said, that's what they're supposed to do. That's what they've done in the past.
Cool.
And I knew right then and there when they were stopping in the middle of the night, I knew shenanigans was afoot.
Oh, dude, we all did. We were scared to walk away because it's like, I'm watching it, everything's legit. I know if I go to bed, something bad's going to happen. We all got up. What happened? And then it happened locally. Look at the shit in Arizona.
Oh, yeah. I was watching some video on that this morning.
Bitch that fucking counts the votes is running. I'm sorry. That's a conflict of interest. That's not, if I can't work for Kodak and Fuji at the same fucking time at a 1 hour fucking mart that has Fuji, and for Eastman Kodak that I actually worked for, I was looking for a part-time job, but they couldn't hire me because I already worked for Kodak and it was a Fuji machine. Okay. And that was in the 90s, DL, but yet I can run for politics and be the person counting and not really. What? All the shit Disney owns is a monopoly. All the shit a lot of these companies owns are a monopoly, but they're protected when they're supposed to not even be in period. As Trump said, hey, fix the tax codes and I'll pay my taxes. Well, how do you know they're broken? Same way that you know they're broken, because you do the same shit I do. I use the broken system to my advantage. Why wouldn't I? He kind of had a point.
I like that David Chappelle.
Yeah, honest liar.
Yeah.
You know where I was going, baby. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's the thing, though. He's not wrong. I thought, look, man, I know this is we'll be wrapping up soon. I did not think Trump was legit. I thought it was a fucking joke. I thought it was to promote a new show or like legitimately, bro. I did not think he was really running. I thought it was just, put him in there for shits and giggles. He ain't going to win, right? I did not want to see another Clinton in office. I lived through the first Clinton administration. That was bad enough. The shit that they put in play that, remember when we had a positive and not a negative economy?
Yeah.
And then it was the shit the Clintons did that turned it around so that we are in the situation we're in today. And then the wrong people in government, period. All of them. And I mean, this is local level. This is federal level, period. The wrong people in government. There's no reason our forefathers fought and died for our freedom to get away from Britain and all that bullshit. That now we're under the fucking tyranny of goddamn motherfucking communism. Yes, it's true. World War II, we fought the commies. And less than 50 years later, we are now in communism. What in the actual fuck? And you guys are okay with it. Now, there's a lot of us that aren't. There's a lot of us that we can't talk like this normally because the channels would get in mine. Luckily enough, I don't think I've said anything. And even if I did, it doesn't matter. It's my opinion. I'm not going to do anything. I'm disabled in a wheelchair. What the fuck am I going to do?
I'm not far behind.
Yeah, all we can do is sit here and warn you guys because they have taken everything else away from us. So this is the only way I know how to do it. That's why right now I'm spending $25 on this piece of shit fucking StreamYard's bullshit so I can multi-stream, which I shouldn't have to do in the first place. I shouldn't have to pay to use this shit.
They should pay you.
Exactly. Just like all these ads we pay to get rid of. The whole reason TV had commercials was they paid for the spots. Well, if I'm paying for the app, it should be ad-free to begin with because I'm fucking paying for the app. So why am I having to pay to not have commercials? You should pay me. Or even better yet, no commercials.
Like they used to be. Like on YouTube. Once upon a time, kids, they didn't have commercials on YouTube.
Every 3 seconds these days. My gosh. Yeah, YouTube used to be great. Not anymore.
Back in the old Wild West days, it was freaking fantastic.
Well, we still had our freedoms. We weren't being hidden under the guise of communism. And that's what I really want to look at. It's going to take a lot of us to kind of pinpoint where it really started. Wasn't the 80s, wasn't the 90s. I think it was more in the 2000s. It was after the 1999 scam. And they saw all the dumb motherfuckers that fell for it. Me, I laughed my ass off. There was no logic in thinking that when the computers went to 0-0, the world was going to fucking end. No logic at all. That was complete stupidity. And, retardation. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But to me, that is the era where shit changed. Music went to shit. Entertainment started going to shit. And everybody points to 2016, but it had happened way before that.
Oh, yeah.
It just was sprinkled in lightly, and they took over because, again, you got used to it. And, it used to be against the gays. And then we got used to gays. And then we got the new version. And now we've got the LGBTQ IRS. I wish they'd just go back in the fucking closet.
Yeah.
Because I don't need my granddaughter thinking that she's gay or this or that because of the faggotry they keep putting on TV.
You know how you build up immunity to poison? You take little doses every day until you build up an immunity to it. Well, that's what they did with us with all this other bullshit. They just fed it to us a little by little until we got used to it.
Yep. And for those of us that worked and your kids were watching TV while you were, making something to eat or whatnot, you wouldn't have caught the shit that was going on the TVs. Like I said, we had watched wrestling with AngelousDraven, the AEW, and I've not seen a commercial in years. I haven't had cable since, I want to say 2015, maybe 2016. It was after True Blood ended. When did True Blood end? Let's Google this motherfucker. That's when I got rid of cable, shortly after that, because 2014 is when that ended. So yeah, about 15. It's about a year after that, because I know it ended. There was I think Stars did something. Black Sails. Stars did Black Sails. That's what it was. Stars did Black Sails. And yeah, I still had cable for that. And then shortly after that, I got rid of it. But yeah, so right around 2016, which is when I started YouTube. 2015. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jesus. So yeah, that's what it was. I knew there was something.
Well, that's a series I haven't watched in a long time. Black Sails.
Dude, I loved it till the ending because it had
the ending sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, whoa, wait a minute, hey now.
They made him fucking gay. And I mean, again, I don't have anything against gays, but
you know what? My timbers, I guess. I don't know.
You know, I as Andrew Dice Clay said, I don't know how a fucking hairy guy can sit there and look at another fucking hairy guy's ugly ass on the beach and go, oh, I'm not leaving the beach till I go home with him. I mean, you know, and again, poor Dice, man. The commercial we watched literally undid his skit. You don't see a black guy being gay. Blacks are proud of their penises. They hold on to it like it's going to fucking, somebody's going to take it or it's going to fall off. But yet that commercial, man, we had gay black men. We had trans fucking nasty fucking retard motherfuckers that have a penis and claim they're a woman. No. I'm sorry.
So, Adam, you got a granddaughter, right?
Yes, I do.
Do you want some trans reading her stories in the library? You know, especially when they're not wearing underwear.
Hell's to the no, my man. I don't want those people anywhere near her because I'm sorry, this whole LGBTQ bullshit, that's a big problem. You and I have talked. I am not overly religious. I believe in religion. I just don't believe in the corporate side of religion. Did I say that right? Because you understand where I'm coming from.
Oh, yeah.
I don't believe in the corporate. I believe personally, I don't care what religion you are. I don't care what God, any of that shit. It's your own personal relationship with the Lord is what is important to me. That doesn't mean you can't go to church. I'm just saying, you know, again, that's what's important, not how much money you gave the church or this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that. And again, that's just an old way, you know, of thinking. You know, Christian, whatever, you know, it doesn't matter. If you follow the shit in the Bible, no matter what, if you believe in it, it's a picture book, whatever. I don't care. We're not here to argue bullshit that doesn't matter. People help take care of each other. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So why are we not doing that in 2022?
It's supposed to be that way.
Exactly.
The Bible commanded people to take care of the widows and the orphans and the sick and the elderly, and the church hasn't done what they're supposed to do. So that's why the government has stepped in.
Yeah. And again, if you're not religious, it's okay. I know some people that are very not religious, and I can agree with a lot of their standpoints. You know, but that's just where I'm at. Give me 1 second.
I thought I heard a phone ringing. Anyway, folks. Yeah, the church was supposed to take care of the sick and the elderly and the orphans.
Boy, it taught things though, right? I went to Sunday school. My grandmother was a Sunday school teacher. I have no issues with church, brother. I don't. I really don't. Yeah. I mean, I know you and I don't, you know, we don't bust out and, you know, but you understand where I come from, and you and I do, you know, we don't really talk scripture or nothing, but we could. There's no reason we couldn't. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's one of those kind of things. But it taught you to care for humanity, to take care of those that were before you that did things. The man who plants a tree with no fucking chance of even laying under the sun, you know, or laying in the shade to block the sun from that tree because he'll be gone. It's for the future. We don't do that. Everything's been tore up, turned into fucking malls. Then the malls went out of business. Now they're all Walmarts. And instead of using the old buildings, they go build new buildings. And you wonder why we're overpopulated and there's not enough land for shit? It's the corporations that are evil that need to be put in check. big time.
Over
So,
in Europe, they don't tear down old buildings. They just keep reusing them over and over. They might have to do rewiring or something, but they don't tear down the old building.
Little renovation. Yeah. Well, for me, it was like CVS and shit. Like they had a building, then they close that building, go build a new one, then the other one just sits empty and eventually becomes a car lot or something that ends up empty, years later. Like we talked about. The one Kmart here was a Kmart. Then it turned to something else. Then it turned to something else. Now it's something else again. It's basically like a farm and fleet, if you will, for those that know what that is. So it's, a little bit of everything. But those were the kind of stores we had before fucking Walmart. Your farm and fleets and, those kind of places. But yeah, man, it's been nuts. But again, it's been a fucking quick hour, man. It just flies every time. I know I did take up a bit with some of the bitching, but I'm sorry. It irritates me. I watched my father, who was a veteran, try to get help through the veterans way, and that was the biggest bunch of bullshit I ever saw. And it's Christmas time, so of course everybody will be, oh, the poor children, and oh, the poor this, and oh, the poor that. But the second the holidays out the way, they don't give a fuck. Kind of like how they didn't care for the illegals that went up to Martha's Vineyard and they got rid of them. That's the political party you're voting for, you dumbasses. So hey, Santa, do me a favor. The next one that tells you, hey, all I want for Christmas is 4 more years of Biden, make sure you smother that mother.